There's a very good reason to visit Farringdon at the moment. It's the last few months of Smithfield meat market being in the city of London, and it's a very easy walk from this station to there. Before I get going in the correct direction, I'm going to start in the wrong direction and walk up towards Hatton Garden and the Diamond district of London. I can't think of another walk I'll do where I will walk along Hatton Garden, so I'm just grabbing this chance before I reverse direction and continue in the correct direction. And we're now walking past Farringdon Station again in the correct direction, the direction towards Barbican Station. And the street up ahead is called Cowcross Street, which is quite a weird name until you drop the street off the end of the street name and just imagine this is called Cowcross. And it was called Cowcross because this is where cattle were driven towards the market, towards Smithfield Market. So it all becomes quite logical. No sign of any cows these days though. And still on Cowcross Street, and this is Smithfield Market's buildings just coming into view. I very much think of this area north of the City of London as quite an undefined boundary area. I know it's got Clerkenwell and Charterhouse and places within it, but the names are not well known in London, as like King's Cross, which is further north, and Islington. Everyone knows that, but could you really place Clerkenwell on a map if you're not from the area or interested in history? I think fewer Londoners can, but I do love streets like Cowcross Street because they're full of old cafes and just generally normal buildings. It's not just non-stop offices and modern flats. We're in the area of Charterhouse as well, and that's another area like Hatton Garden which I won't be visiting on this walk, but I might visit Charterhouse on a future walk because it deserves its own mention. I was hoping to get up particularly early on this particular morning, but of course I didn't. I had a bit of a lie-in and I completely missed Smithfield Market. I was hoping to get lots of action shots of meat wrangling, but I've just got a few market porters and people cleaning the place. Smithfield Market has a history stretching back nearly a millennium. In its earliest form, Smithfield was known as Smithfield from the Old English word for smooth, describing the flat, open area outside London's medieval walls. For centuries, Smithfield served as the largest and most important cattle market in England. By the middle of the 19th century, 200,000 head of cattle and over 1 million sheep would pass through this 5-acre area in the heart of London every year. Drovers would bring animals to Smithfield on foot, many travelling down Holloway Road and Upper Street in Islington. These cattle drives came from as far as Scotland and northern England. Animals would often be fattened up in fields on the outskirts of London before being taken to market. Throughout the centuries, the area became notorious for complaints from Londoners about unruly cattle and drunken herdsmen. Cattle would often be stampeded through the streets leading to the market, which is thought to be the origin of the phrase "like a bull in a china shop." In 1863, the eastern terminus of the world's first underground railway had opened at nearby Farringdon. Work was completed on new buildings on the Smithfield site, and these opened in 1868. For the first time ever, meat was delivered by underground railway directly to a large wholesale market in the centre of a city. Metropolitan railway freight trains passed right underneath the market, through a massive basement of brick arches and iron girders. From there, the meat was lifted to the surface by hydraulic lift or taken up the spiral ramp in the nearby rotunda. By the 1950s, there were still 9 daily Smithfield trips worked from Old Oak Common. One was the 3:30 a.m. service, which connected to the overnight goods train from Birkenhead, known as the Meat. The railway sidings beneath Smithfield closed in the 1960s and are now used as a car park. Today, much of the meat is delivered to the market by road. After almost 900 years of operation, Smithfield Market is set to close in a few years. The site will be redeveloped into a mixed-use cultural and commercial hub, including the New London Museum.
Of course, by taking any particular walking route between 2 stations in the City of London, you necessarily miss interesting locations. But luckily, there are lots of stations to walk between in this project. And on this occasion, I'll carry on walking along Long Lane. And here we are. See you on the next walk.